Congratulations, Alexander Zverev, on winning the O2 Finals. Don't get ahead of yourself. Dimitrov won it last year.
And also don't get ahead of yourself because Davydenko has won it before and now Nalbandian's won it before and probably my favourite match ever against Federer. So great job, but let's not get over
Let's
the
calm
top.
it down a bit, yeah. There you go.
Hi, this is Paul from Strong Too Tight.
Stephen here, hello.
And it's our review of the ATP Finals. We're not going to say this is the review of the year because we're going to do a proper review of the year probably next time we do our
if Paul's still here, more on that later. Yeah, I've already decided. Now, congratulations to Sasha Zverev. You know, well done. It is a fantastic win. It's always, beat Djokovic, winning the O2 Finals. You know, the top 8 players in the world. Obviously, Nadal wasn't there, obviously. But yeah, it's a good tournament. It's a big victory. I think, well done.
Fantastic result for Zverev. I mean, beating Federer and then Djokovic. Amazing result.
Cheating against Federer and beating Djokovic.
Don't even think about getting me started on that one.
Right.
But I personally loved the way he wooed the crowd with the speech.
Well, I was going to say, we should definitely spend a few minutes on that. His speech was excellent. I think what's good as well, that line where he said, obviously, things that him and Djokovic talk about behind closed doors.
Don't say any more, Steve. All I'm going to say is thanks, Jules. We kind of know what they're talking about.
Sasha's slinging everyone on tour, isn't he? sorry, not giving away secrets. No, of course not. Interesting, he was talking about it with Djokovic. Make of that what you will. Yeah. Interesting.
And we're off the air.
No, but yeah, his speech was incredible, talking about how his dad doesn't understand anything he's saying, so just laugh. With the champagne, getting drunk, I thought he handled that very well.
We had a moment yesterday, which was a great way to sort of have a little dig at the crowd, which is correct. He should have had a dig at the crowd, but then to sort of get them back on side, class.
I just think it was one of those, though, coming back to that Federer, it's not an incident. Do you know what? I actually just think, obviously the crowd booed him, yes, it was at certain points in the tiebreak. I just don't think they knew.
No,
I don't think the crowd knew, because it happened so fast what the ball done. All they see is Federer maybe on top a little bit in the point, in a tight game, in the tiebreak, and he stopped the point for some reason, whatever. So I don't think they actually understood that, because I don't think the umpire actually said, oh, this was because of the ball get blah, blah, blah. And obviously Federer was it looked like he was arguing, but he was just sort of saying, what's going on? Why?
Well, I think the main thing there as well is that when you think of it logically, Federer's hit the ball, it's gone over to Zverev. Behind Federer is the ball kid dropping the ball and running after the ball. The umpire is obviously looking at the ball going towards Zverev, so he's not looking at the ball kid. So when Zverev sort of goes, stop,
he's wondering what's going on as well.
Yeah, the umpire didn't have a clue. Zverev explains it to him. It's not an incident.
And then absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's not an incident. So I agree with you, the British crowd probably some of them probably didn't know about it. The very partisan Federer folk need to be shot because I'm sorry that it's pathetic if you thought Zverev did anything wrong.
Yeah.
What he actually did was incredible. Now let me tell you why it was incredible. It's because he actually would have stopped that purely based on the fact of Federer possibly falling on that ball.
Well, this was the thing. Yeah, the ball was rolling towards the court. Yeah, the ball was rolling towards the court, and he was in the right. He didn't do anything wrong. Federer even said, he's got absolutely no, he would have done the same thing. So, yeah, it's not an incident. But I like the way the crowd kind of were on his side. It actually maybe helped him in the final, because they were cheering. They actually went the other way and really supported him. I think maybe once they realised.
But I think also Djokovic has just got this reputation, really, that he's not the most popular, and so it's kind of.
People would have wanted Zverev to win.
Yeah, between the two, I wanted Zverev to win. I'm sure you wanted Zverev to win. Djokovic has had an unbelievable season, and
he's done what he needs to do.
I mean, did you watch any of the match?
I saw extended highlights. Unfortunately,
it was really impressive.
I thought his volley, perfect game plan, and obviously he executed it. When to come into the net.
But what I thought was quite interesting, and it's something that I can't imagine Federer being able to do, against anybody really.
True.
Zverev seemed to slow a lot of the points down. And it was quite fast-paced, and then he'd slow one down. He just would hit one, I'm going to say, 80% of the speed.
Yeah.
And Djokovic would overhit it.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Djokovic is not an aggressive, attacking player. He's a defensive counter-puncher. So, yeah, you give him speed. Look at Del Potro in the final of the US. No problem. You can hit it as hard as you want against Djokovic. No problem. But actually, yeah, that's why Djokovic struggles with Murray. Because Murray is not a big player himself, so yeah, he struggles to generate that pace, Mr. Novak.
I think in the semi-final versus Anderson wasn't playing particularly badly, but Novak's return to serve was incredible. Our friend Jules has even said that he hasn't played against Novak, but he considers Novak the greatest returner.
Isner said he's number 1, 2, and 3 on the all-time list of returners. Coming from probably the best server ever.
Well, yeah, I think unquestionably, like him or maybe Roddick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just interesting to see how Zverev's tactics were very, very different. He got killed by him in the round robin stage. Killed.
Learned his lesson.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. Also, a massive shout out to Sock and Brian.
8th tournament. What was it, like 5th win?
Well,
unbelievable.
Am I allowed to? Yeah, I'm allowed to say this. Last night, knowing that we would probably do a podcast very soon, I messaged Jules.
Telling him to get on Sock.
No. I messaged Jules saying, okay, so you're Mike Bryan now. I even asked Alicia. You're Mike Bryan now, and your brother's been injured.
No, he said he's going back.
No, I know that,
sorry,
but
right.
Do you not secretly think to yourself, I hope my brother retires, actually, because I keep winning with this guy, and although I'm the greatest partnership of all time.
8 tournaments, 5 wins, 2 Grand Slams, or whatever it is.
2 Grand Slams and the Masters. It's a joke. It's
the thing is, it's that conversation we've had before about Sock is sort of coming from the singles side of the game. Huge serve, huge forehand with that whip. It's a volleyer's dream. It's like, cheers, thank you very much. You know when both of those players are at the net and Sock's on the baseline, they're hitting the volley up because they're playing it off their toes.
Well, Mello got nailed by it.
Yeah. What's wrong with him rolling around on the floor because he got hit in the elbow? Embarrassing. I thought we were watching football for a second there.
But I think the Bryan partnership is secure, it's safe, don't worry about it. But I would say that's more so because Sock's going to focus more on his singles.
Is he? I bet he's going to get a heavy percentage in his way if he plays with someone in the doubles. I'll give you 70-30 split. I like Horia, but John Jules, maybe give Jack Sock a shout. Because I think I could probably win a Grand Slam with him at the moment. And his volleys are so underrated as well. His hands are a joke. I can't actually believe it.
Surely it's just a very heavy kick serve to his backhand, his
backhand is grim.
It
is grim.
But he seems to get away with it.
But I think doubles more as body serve, isn't it? And kind of playing.
Yeah, but if you're playing him, just kick out to his backhand and then let him go for it. But great partnership anyway. I actually am a big fan of the Ujabeur and
well, they killed him in the group stages as well.
Yeah,
Nicholas
Mahou, thank you.
They actually roasted them in the group stages, like 5-1, I think it was 4-1.
That was their only loss as well.
Yeah.
But Ujabeur, the problem with Ujabeur and Mahou is that I still think they get tight. And they've won a few Grand Slams.
Well,
Grand Slams. Yeah.
So French always going to get nervous in victory.
I'd agree with that.
On a tennis court, I should put that in there. Yeah. And rugby.
And the football, they actually... Did you notice? I know they've won the World Cup.
Yeah, they
so they're the best, but they're out of the Nations League.
Yeah, England are still in the Nations League, which France and Germany are out of, I believe.
Yes, France and Germany are gone.
And Croatia. We slayed that demon. But they beat us in the World Cup where it matters, so...
Yeah.
We can't really talk about that one. But I have to say, I'm sure we just mentioned this before we came on, all of the pundits coming out saying this is Zverev's moment and he's going to win Grand Slams and take it on another level. Let's just remind ourselves, we said this when Dimitrov won the O2 finals last year.
And Dimitrov's had his worst season since being a pro.
You look at the end of season finals. It was played. Obviously, the men's, of course, it was played in a pretty good spirit. Was it as competitive as other tournaments? No, it's a reality. Other Masters tournaments, because it's the end of the season. They're tired. The rankings were already sorted out. There wasn't actually that much to play for, in a way. There was not. It's always a shame that they should try and do something where you can still get to world number one, or you can maybe just give them I was going to nearly swear then, a load of silly points. Because it's like everything had been done already.
It's like this weekend we've got the Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi, and there is literally nothing to fight for.
Everybody's giving away all the tickets.
And you're right. Three weeks ago, before Lewis Hamilton had won it, go on Britain Dubai on Facebook, and everyone's asking for these tickets. Everybody's asking for F1 tickets. Then he goes and wins, and now it's like, I can't make it.
Now they're giving them away.
Yeah. So when there's nothing to fight for, you're just going for just a race. And
I wasn't as interested in this week, because I knew, there's no world and number one to play for, and you look at the Zverev Isner match joking around, and even in the doubles, which is still I like to see that, but it's.
I still have this thing, and I think you know where I'm going to go with this. I just think that if Nadal and Federer are not in it, then people aren't interested. They still want the.
Well, we'll know next year when Federer's not in it, because he won't be in the top 8.
Yeah, I agree with you. Federer's.
I've said this a million times.
Next year, in my opinion, and maybe his opinion as well, next year is Federer's swan song.
Yeah, Laver Cup, Geneva, after the Grand Slams, khalas, finished.
You heard it here, although you heard it from me in 2013, I think.
2014, 2015, 16.
The only time you didn't hear it from me is when he won the Australian Open, and that was it. I was like, okay, so he's going to have another couple of years. Although I did say that maybe he's going to quit after winning a slam. So
he's on 99 now. So imagine, I was thinking of a scenario if he won Wimbledon to get his 100th tournament, would he just can it there and then? You go out at the absolute greatest moment, like Sampras winning US.
But would you, if you were him, right? Would you risk just going to do a Mickey Mouse event somewhere in the depths of Scumville and win a Mickey Mouse tournament just to get the 100th, or do you just go for the big ones?
You have to go for the big ones.
Has he got a big one left in him though?
Yeah, I think so.
Not one Djokovic.
Not a Grand Slam.
If for as long as Djokovic is in the draw, he cannot do it.
Well, Zverev went out with Djokovic, so let's see what happens start next year. I think he's got maybe not a Masters 1,000. He's probably going to come to Dubai. So
well, that's why I think he's coming to Dubai to say goodbye.
It's a swan song, so he'll be in Dubai. I'm almost certain of it.
We'll see.
We'll find out. He'll be here soon, won't he?
Okay. Well, okay.
I'll drop him a message.
With that in mind, Steve, okay, I think it's fairly obvious. We don't have to make a big fuss about this one. Who's your player of the year?
Men's player. Yeah. Male player of the year.
Male player of the year. Got to be Djokovic. Let's not make a big fanfare about this one like a certain tournament that we know about locally, which I am going to talk about, by the way.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Strung too tight. Our player of the year is obviously got to be Djokovic. Started the season, I think, at 21 in the world. Was it 22 in the world?
Yeah,
through injury. And he's finished at number 1 by a mile, number 1.
And he's by a mile ahead again.
Yeah, he's light years ahead of the rest now.
Because everybody else dropped and he's just got back to his normal level.
Yeah, I think he's gone back to his normal level. I think there has been a drop. I think Federer's not playing that well. I don't think...
he just can't sustain it. He's brilliant for 3 or 4 rounds, but then his body's, just catching up with him, they say. What can you do? He's been on a tour for 21 years. Mental.
And we can't turn around and say anybody other than Novak.
I mean, you could... Small case for Nadal, maybe. Got the 11th. Got back to world number 1 himself. He kind of dominated the first half of the year, and then Djokovic obviously...
Did he dominate? He dominated the clay. He's only dominated the clay this year.
Yeah.
So I think realistically, it's Djokovic. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you get to win this 10 dirham plastic, solid gold plastic.
Maybe we'll
trophy.
give it to him in at Mubadala.
I could give it to him in Mubadala. Yeah,
We could give it to him.
But can you imagine that? That'd be quite embarrassing. I'm hoping to do the Lacoste Kids Day.
Well, get me involved.
I will if he's going to be doing it. Then
I'll be here.
I'll go and do it with you. But
well, we'll just permanently keep it on us just in case.
We'll
One of us. I'll
wear
keep.
the t-shirts and be like, we've
got a lot, so yeah, one of us can stalk him for sure.
So congratulations! I'm sure this means the world team. And yeah, now we can talk about then the breakthrough player of the year. Breakthrough.
Men's.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been doing my research before this. I thought we were doing one.
No, well, let's do the breakthrough.
Hang on, you go first. Let me think.
Tsitsipas.
Awkward silence.
Who else can you have?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else?
Even
yeah, it's by a mile.
Next gen. I mean, you've got.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Tsitsipas. Yeah.
So, but you've also got the fact that he won a 500.
I was going to say Kashinov, but
that's a good shout as well. He won a Masters, but didn't
do much else. Who's higher in the rankings? Actually, sorry, I shouldn't really go on my phone.
Kachanov's top 10 now, I think.
Is he 9 or 10?
10 or 11 in the world. So
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
Who is in the race?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, Riley Opolka is the number one in the world right now. Yeah, check his stats, everybody. Number one in the world when it comes to the race to London for next year.
Yeah, Kashinov's 11.
11 in the world.
Tsitsipas 15.
I think Tsitsipas has burst onto the scene. Kachanov, if you remember, 2 years ago, won a clay court event, a good clay court event. So he's always been there.
Yeah.
So breakthrough.
I guess you're always going to pick someone young.
So
could you even say maybe not? You're on the same lines.
Australian,
South African. Oh, you're thinking Alex de Minaur.
Who are you thinking? South African.
Kevin Anderson.
Breakthrough.
Well, he's always been there.
He was in the final of the US Open last year.
Well, exactly. That's at the end of the year. And then this year, he's really pushed on.
De Minaur or Tsitsipas?
Tsitsipas, for sure. I'd have Kashinov ahead of de Minaur.
Okay, so this is our first award to a Greek. Probably our last.
It's the first ever award for a Greek tennis player, isn't it?
Yeah, so congratulations, Mr. Tsitsipas, Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Hopefully see you in Dubai. Actually, again, we can give you... We might actually get a few of them there.
Yeah, this could be really embarrassing.
Maybe I'll give Mladenovic one. Arsehole of the year. I'm joking, of course, because we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so Stefanos Tsitsipas, our breakthrough of the year.
Well
fantastic, congratulations. Love watching you play, love your backhand, and
I like that he's got a bit of niggle in him as well.
He's crazy. He's funny, he's crazy.
He's Greek, isn't he? The Greek have got good energy.
Right. You've done quite well, Steve. You haven't
Well, I'm quite a positive person, so it's always half full for me. Whereas
I'm positive. It's just that things rattle me.
What do you want me to even say?
No, that's all right.
I don't even need to. You've started, so yeah.
Do you think
I can go now?
Do you think it's right to try and spruce up the importance and the relevance of, for want of a better word, club level tennis tournaments?
Yeah. So basically, I'll give you a small heads up. There was a very small little local tournament here in Dubai. Abu Dhabi, beg your pardon, Abu Dhabi. And for the finals, they put on a show which would rival the Olympics. So they had kids walking out with flags. They were all in lines. They had the national anthem. They had ball kids, umpires, goodie bags, prizes, and they put together a film which obviously they have to thank Jesus for, which I wasn't too sure about. It was basically just, it made so much of it. I don't really know how to describe it actually. We should put it on our thing and see what people think. It's
caused some controversy, shall we say, locally, and I actually think that a lot of the people who are criticising the haters, and I'm a hater of it. I don't mind.
You're trolling, yeah.
Yeah, the trollers of it. Those who are criticising the haters are not understanding where we're coming from. And that is that it's a kids tournament. It's a kids tournament. You're not under 12s and under 14s. We're not questioning the standard of the kids. We're not questioning the legitimacy of the tournament.
Well done.
What we are saying is, let's have a bit of perspective. It's a local tournament. Some really good kids playing in this tournament.
Yeah, great
and
kids.
we're putting some kind of
it's like a
closing ceremony, which Steve's mentioned the Olympics. It's kind of embarrassing. You've got kids walking there like this.
Well, I was going to say that's putting pressure on in the nerves, and it's not just that. It's a bit much.
And somebody's come on saying, it gives them a sense of what it's going to be like later on in
What
their
tournament
career.
does that?
Yeah, name the tournaments that do that. The simple fact is that as kids, we should actually be dumbing down these tournaments, because you've got to understand that less people are playing tennis now. There's a reason. Why? Well, because they're probably having the pressure of the parents.
Well,
We know this for a fact. And, parents love it because, parents might like it because they see, the kid carrying the flag.
The problem is the parents of the people in the final love it. The parents of the kids who aren't in the final are getting ticked off because they want to be in the show. They want to be part. What happens? Kids, come on. Let's get the whip out.
And this is now where, friends of mine, friends of Steve have commented, and I've commented and just said, let's get a bit of perspective. Our job as coaches is to encourage people to play the sport. End of. That's the most important thing. We want more people to play the sport. I think that, as an example, would do the opposite. I think that thing would have turned off people. Now, I know people who say the contrary to that.
We should put it on, actually, just see what people think.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get it on and see what people think. I just think it looked... Apologies, because I know that the gentleman, Charles, who's actually put it on there, with all the best intentions...
The heart's in the right place.
Yeah, with all the best intentions, he's tried to do something. But for me, it looked cheap. It looked really kind of embarrassing. I think the kids were embarrassed. I think it kind of just, it was like you're trying to be something that you're not. You're a club level tournament, county level, state level at best.
Yeah. You
play the county championships or the state championships anywhere in the world, they're not going to have some fanfare thing like that.
No.
And that's where you're wrong. The ITF tournament, we've just had an ITF tournament in Dubai. Do you think they had that kind of
umpires or ball kids?
Well, I think they had umpires for finals, but do you think they had that kind of fanfare? No. And by showing that, by giving that kind of impression of this is what's going to happen, well, no, it's not.
Now you've got to do it every time as well.
Yeah, and now you're going to have to make things bigger and better. And then all that's going to happen is parents are going to jump on it and think, oh, you've got to be in that final ceremony because I want to record you. Thus, more pressure for the kids. Okay? We're trying to get more people playing the sport, not being switched off from the sport because they're going to have more pressure from their parents, more pressure from their coaches. You know what I'm like. I try and totally dumb down the importance, and please mention the Shapovalov thing.
Oh yeah, obviously Dennis, Shapovalov, is a great player, going to be one of the best players, in the world for sure, top 5, top 10. Yeah, he put a nice little post on his Instagram to say he hardly won a tournament when he was a junior, and he actually, hindsight is a wonderful thing. That helped him become a better player, by losing, by losing a lot as well. Actually, by losing a lot, it enabled him to actually become a better player. That's why, these junior tournaments, I'm not even a big fan of giving out medals or trophies. I've actually never done it because I don't want the children and adults actually, this is actually saying, I don't want them to go there with the mindset of I want to win a trophy. I want them to go there with the mindset to win, of course, that's absolutely fine, but for themselves, not to be given something, not to be rewarded in terms of way. Go there to just enjoy playing, to have fun playing matches, And then at the end of it, everybody's in the same boat. Win or lose, to me, it doesn't actually... I'm not bothered about winning or losing, in a way. Just want them to go and practice their skills, enjoy competing. Yeah, I don't like all this where you get them... Like, the first thing... What happens is you start to generate a culture of... The first question I get asked is, have we got medals and trophies? That is not what I want to hear when somebody comes to a tournament.
But that culture's here.
I think it's everywhere, though.
I don't agree with it. But the most recent tournament that I did it. I actually gave all the kids a medal.
Because it's cheating. I think we can get a nice medal for like 50p. Well, sorry, that's English money. 2 dirhams. So you almost think, I can do it.
But do you know why I give medal at that level, which was 10 and under?
You give it to all of them?
I give it to all of them. Let me tell you why, though, okay? Because I am getting so frustrated about the fact that between all of the coaches that we're working with, etc., we've probably got around about 60, 70 kids.
Yeah.
And we got 12 in that tournament.
Yeah.
So I give it because I've been starting to give it because I just think at least you're the ones that are actually coming out and playing, so you deserve something. You do deserve something. Now that for me would be a certificate if loads of people play.
But you're not giving it to them for winning.
No.
You're giving it to them just for competing, which I guess is a little bit different. But you see we definitely know some local tournaments, whereas 6 to 8 people may be in a draw, and they win and they get even in the finals, they get this huge trophy. It's like, what is that saying?
Well,
like I can, and then you see pictures of, look how many trophies I've got, and it's like...
Well, in this area, I mean, for several years, as you know, I've been a part of a tournament that at the end of it, you win the best prize in junior tennis, I believe. And I've never been happy about it. I had to be a part of it.
So whatever we say.
Yeah, I've got to be. But to be able, to
don't use all of your abilities.
No. Yeah.
Sorry.
Our equal ability. But to have that kind of a prize for 10-year-olds, my God, the pressure.
Oh, look what happens during it. People are physically sick.
People are sick. You've got fights in the crowd and stuff because of parents. I mean, it's pathetic. You can win the Orange Bowl, which is considered to be the biggest under-14s tournament in the world. You get a glass bowl. A glass bowl. Yes, you might get some contracts with Nike and Adidas and things like that, but the kid wins a glass bowl. I've been a part of tournaments where you win spectacular amounts of things, and it's wrong at this early age. Bizarre. It really is wrong. It's like
we had that gymnastics event at Hub Tour Tennis Academy on the indoor, and like the amount of fights that were going on with the 6 to 8-year-old girls competing in gymnastics, fights between the parents, fights in the crowd.
That was an eye-opener and a half.
That made me realise, thank God I'm in tennis. From what I heard, anyway, I wasn't there, but from what I heard.
I mean...
It's funny, isn't it? It's not just... This is the thing, when you come across all of these different sports and speak to people in different... teaching or competing in different sports, is that it's rife in everything at the moment.
Well, because it's their way of making money, and they see it as a career. And parents, it's my generation. This is what frustrates me. It's my generation have just gone totally overboard with everything, and it just winds me up. We had this rhythmical artist, I can't remember, the one with the ribbons and stuff, right? And there were fights. There were actual fights. There were police involvements in this because parents were trying to get into the hall, and they were
putting children off and
screaming and shouting, and I've never seen anything like it. And it was, I mean, I've seen some really horrific things involved in tennis, but I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember seeing as bad as what I saw on Friday.
Should have videoed it. Would have been good to go online.
I left. I almost, theoretically, I ran out. I just ran because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was horrific.
Yeah.
And, in front of kids that were no more than 10 years old.
Oh, gosh, yeah, very young. Very young.
Just scary.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Very, very scary. But, yeah, obviously, where we were going with this is that let's have some perspective. You know, we're in this country, we're at a very low level.
It's a developmental
Yeah.
country, if that.
And I just think that our job, as I keep on saying, is to keep kids interested. Okay? Here, right now, only, like, I would say less than 100 people in this country are competing regularly. That's disgusting. And the reason why is because people forget that you need to have a foundation. I hate the pyramid. I hate it so much. But you need to have a foundation. And our foundation is non-existent. You're either a superstar player, which, by the way, you're just a good player. You're not a superstar. You know,
It's a big world.
A very, very, very big world. You're not. You're a good little player. Okay, here. Let's go out and see what you're doing in the rest of the world. You know, you might be super. You know, you've got somebody like a Steffi who is an outstanding player as well. You've got Bia, who's number 1 or number 2 in Philippines. So there are exceptions to the rules. Okay, but at this early age, in particular, 12 and under, you're a club player, you're a county player, you're a good little player.
Yeah, say your horizon's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Winning local tournaments is fantastic, of course, but you got to be careful not to get a misrepresentation of yourself. It's very easy to do.
And perspective, right? See, this is why you would say I'm negative. It's not about negativity, it's perspective, right? think of London. Let's just use London, okay? London as a city, what's the population? Probably around about 5, 6 million? 6 million. The UAE, the population is...
Well, Dubai is 3.1.
And Abu Dhabi. I think the total population is around about 12 million. Okay?
Is that many?
But the whole UAE. But when you put it into perspective, a lot of that is expats coming in from subcontinental area workers, etc.
England is what, 6
So London is probably pound for pound bigger than the UAE. So imagine having a club tournament in London where good kids have a fanfare and a flag waving ceremony and a national anthem. I mean, like I said, you've got to put it into perspective. Okay, put that into perspective. You're going to Chelsea Harbour Club, which is an outstanding club, by the way. Svitolina's there now training, yeah. Right? You're in Chelsea Harbour Club and you're an under 12 kid, and and maybe you're just in the bar, and all you hear is a fanfare and kids walking out with flags and stuff, with Union Jacks. And you've got like...
I don't want to say it, but you get
15 players there or so, whatever it is, and they've got the music on, and you're thinking, what the hell is that? I mean, that's the perspective that I'm talking about. Come on.
We don't even do that in nationals in the UK. With 100, that's out of 100 million people.
60, 70.
No, 60 is the UK. England. 60 is England.
The UK is 70 million.
Is it?
And the other thing as well, which you touched on, but I'm just going to mention, it is a very, 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 I'm going to say, inappropriate to refer to religious things.
That was the only thing, coming back to this video, we will put it online, because I will be interested to see your voice. You know what, with all the flags and goodie bags and trophies and ball kits, after all of that, at the end, there was a speech saying, without Jesus, this wouldn't have been possible. That, I respect, I won't lie, I'm not the most religious person, but I respect every religion the same equally. I've got no problem with whatever anyone believes in. But to stand there in a Muslim country, especially as well, and say, without Jesus, this wouldn't have happened, that's a no-no. For me, that is a no-no. I think religious beliefs and views are fine to talk about, but they shouldn't be forced or pushed upon others. That's always my view. In a way, that for me, that was a big no-no.
I think
that's a bad one.
I think that I might be wrong, but
it can be quite offensive.
Well, that was the thing that made me comment.
That was what, if I was going to comment, that is what I would say.
It was just that I'd watched this thing, and then that at the end, and I just thought, with all due respect, okay, I appreciate the fact that that's your belief, But you've got kids there, and you've got kids that are multinational, multicultural.
Yeah, we live in a diverse, multicultural.
And so, without it, I just thought that was wrong. I'm sorry, I just think that's wrong. That's like, like you say, I don't particularly follow any religion, but that's like me turning around and saying something along the lines of, well, thank nobody, thank myself, because I don't believe in all that lot. And
you should just.
I'd be slated for that. I would be slated for saying that. So why shouldn't you be slated for saying something to the contrary? It was a big no-no. Anyway, Steve, bit too much negativity. Next podcast is going to be the awards. I would like people like Bea, people like Toby, like the 3 people that actually watch this, to throw out some ideas for awards for the season. We said ladies match of the year, men's match of the year.
Come up with some.
Yeah, come up with comeback of the year. You've got to say it's got to be Djokovic again, surely.
Serena.
Yeah, I suppose so. But then I will never give her a positive award.
Worst outfit of the year. Actually, I think that was the best outfit of the year.
But there's been some controversial things this year. I mean, not just the Serena US Open. There's the Serena the dress that she was wearing in the French Open, and the fact that French Open has banned it.
That's bad.
That's naughty.
That's naughty. Got nothing wrong with what you wear wherever you want.
So we'll have to do a bit of research and find out some of the things. But if you've got any ideas, then please just throw it in the comment section. But yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting season. I think what we'll do is, did you say Thursday? We'll knock one out again.
Possibly. Easy, hey?
Easy. Oh no, I can't. We're doing a big, massive open days, so we won't be doing it on Thursday.
I can't say it. Yeah, but you're not from where I'm from. Where I'm from, we struggle with that word.
Here we go, yet again. So, hey, just so you know, by the way, the reason why we're doing this today is because across the road where we do our coaching,
we'll actually be gone by this.
Be gone way by then. There's like an Interpol
Interpol gala. So basically, I nearly just had my car towed this morning because it was not parked in the correct place where they told me to park it.
And there's like snipers
on the roof. Yeah. So I was going to say some certain people want to run down the road. No, so it's pretty cool actually. I mean, it's a bit of a mess. I don't know if I should say that because communication is not great. People don't know what's going on. Yeah, we're closed essentially, Outdoor Tennis Academy today. But it's kind of cool to see. And yeah, there was an Indian wedding yesterday, so there was like 100 Indians dancing down the street, which was quite cool.
That was quite cool. Although no one could hear me when they started playing the music, so my voice is loud.
It was a good warm-up to dancing now.
Yeah, Ash was doing all that thing. Yeah.
The smell was great as well. That was the worst part. It smelled beautiful. The food coming across. I was on port 1. Yalla.
Okay, so anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Let's get some comments from you guys if we can, and some ideas. And look, if we do post the thing about the Abu Dhabi Golf Club tournament, then
any opinion is a good one and is a correct one. Like, I'm not saying that we're right in a way. I'm not saying that they're right. It's just you kind of just interested to see what people think, like the way the world is going.
Yeah.
The way the world is going is we were having a conversation again. This probably will get edited out, to be honest. But life is becoming a bit weird. Everyone's trying to be perfect. You look at social media. You only ever post pictures of the good events in your life. I look good in this picture. Let's post it. I do it. I don't filter or anything, but you look at filters. People are editing the size of their bodies and adding in, making it bigger. I know these are real, by the way. I know it's hard to believe. I think it's a weird change happening. Like, if something's not perfect, don't tell anybody. You never see anyone in Instagram going, no, I can't swear really, but I had just the worst day. I look ugly. I'm fat. It's like, this is the real world. Women have cellulite. Guys
he's guilty of this. Because I posted the other day that I was making a wonderful dinner for my wife who'd had a crappy week.
We'll put that on as well.
and I was making a lovely new dinner, sort of trying something for the first time. And I posted, "Oh, I can't wait to do this." And I had my friend Sam and my friend Adam and my friend Steve like slagging me off.
I only jumped in because everyone else was slagging off. Like, if they're going to slag you off, I'll jump in and do it.
But if ever there was a perfect example of
yeah, how is that a bad post?
Yeah, but exactly, it's like
how is that a troll?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything negative or anything like that. They're making a great meal. It was really nice meal, by the way. It was really asparagus pea for days afterwards.
What's that emoji? Maybe that's why you shot yourself yesterday.
I didn't. That wasn't yesterday.
Well, you're in the toilet when you did it.
Always, yeah. But yeah, social media, and it's
funny, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
people are more worried about looking good and doing the right things than actually the true nitty gritty.
I have a certain person who messages me. I'll look directly at the camera because they know who I'm talking about. And they message me and say, "Oh, should I put this on? Should I put this on?" I'm thinking, what are you trying to achieve?
One, why do you want your opinion of a 45-year-old?
44.
Yeah, but 44, I beg your pardon, 44.
At my age, you need to...
Yeah, okay, good point. Like, why do you want the opinion of that? But it is funny, I have one person who's the same. In a way, who's at university. She knows, you know who you are. Yeah. Wear whatever you want, you look fine and anything.
Just a quick one, by the way. Just a quick one. Sorry, because we are well...
Yeah, we're rambling a little bit.
The Mubadala Tennis Championships is advertising. They've got Nadal, they've got, hopefully Nadal.
Djokovic,
team.
Anderson
always.
Venus.
Well, they've got Venus. Now,
why?
Well, because there's going to be another person.
There's so many people here. Maybe Mladenovic.
No, it's going to be somebody bigger than that. I believe.
Ostapenko is around. She's floating in.
She's gone back to Latvia.
Has she?
Yeah, she has. She was in Latvia the other day.
Is she coming back though?
Well, I don't believe it would be Ostapenko. I think
Halep.
You're looking at somebody like Halep. I think they might bring somebody like Halep because obviously she's been injured. So it's nice. It's just a one match.
Maybe Heather Watson, Svitolina, Bouchard. Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, so we've all kind of like got the buzz about Nadal, Djokovic, hopefully, touch wood, blah blah blah. But I'm quite excited to see who that second lady's going to be, because last year's match was an embarrassment. Because Serena was unbelievably injured, and Ostapenko spent the whole time just giggling because she didn't have to do anything.
Got paid million. Got
paid a fortune. But I mean, I'm really thinking it's going to be somebody like a Halep. I hope it is Halep. I'd love to think it'd be somebody like Sloane Stephens. But
I'd love that.
But let's see. Let's hope it's going to be a really big name. I don't want Serena versus Venus. Doesn't interest me in the slightest bit. But there we go. Anyway, thank you so much for Toby and Bia, the only people who actually do watch this. And we'll see you soon.
Peace out, home fries.